Hello, and welcome to Python with MySQL Database. I am your instructor, David Baker, and this course is brought to you by creativeonlineschool.com. In the previous video, what we learned about is how to actually load data into our database through a Python script. Going forward in this video, we're going to be learning how to display this data that we get from the database and put it into an HTML table. This is helpful for anyone that is trying to display any product information or anything like that on the web page. So I've got this file here, and I just called it rendering.py, and don't be alarmed by how much code is already here. We've done most of it, and anything that we haven't, I'll explain right now. So this HTML head, all it's doing is adding into an HTML string the header information for HTML, since we're creating the actual HTML inside of a Python file. Same thing goes with the foot HTML, except for it's just doing stuff with the footer. And then this owner query is just going to select everything from owner, so we actually get all the information, and we're going to return it at the end. And then this SQL query right here is telling us to get all of the names of all of the columns in owners. And then we do the same thing for the pet, and then we also create the pet table. What we're going to be working on today is this owners table. And if we go down to the bottom, we can see that the startup information is, we just call it HTML head, and then we're going to do the owner query, and then we're going to do our owners table. If you need to, you can copy down all of the information by just pausing the video and copying down the code. And then right at the end here, we're going to write out the HTML to a file and then close it. So let's get started on creating this owners table in HTML. So in Python, what we're going to do is we're just going to start with creating a table. So table, and we're going to give it a border just so we can see easier of 1. And then we'll add a row for our column names. So and we'll keep track of how many column names there are with this I. And column names, I'm going to add, and for HTML you just do header for table header. And then we do our name of 0. The reason that we have to index into our name is because the information that we get returned from a SQL query is actually in a list of lists. So we have to index into the second list. And then don't forget to increment our I. And then we close this row so that we can start with our actual information that we want on the table. So we're going to input this information, owners list, and we're going to do HTML plus equals another row. So what this is going to do is it's going to add a row for every single item within the owners list. So we've got that covered. And then we're going to make sure that we don't go outside of the column count. We shouldn't, based off of our input into the database, but we're just going to make sure by doing the check in the while loop. And then I'm going to just use the format string here because it's much easier than having to type out and the print or the pluses and open and closing the quotation marks. Format, then owner, index into it, and then we'll increment our R, and finally close our row. And then we'll close our table, /table, and return our HTML so that we can use it throughout the rest of the functions. Okay, we just want to make sure we did plus equals to HTML, didn't replace it anywhere. Okay, so let's get out of here, run it. Alright, we don't have any errors. I told it to return the actual column names for owners, so let's go ahead and open this file. This is our rendering.html, and there we go. We have two tables of all of our information that was downloaded from the SQL database. I hope that this video has been helpful for you, and going into our last video, what we're going to be learning about is how to create these tables and make it more efficient through the use of classes. Again, my name is David Baker, and this video is brought to you by creativeonlineschool.com.